What's up everyone, Matthew Monis here, and this is the HP Spectre X2, a 2-in-1 Surface Pro competitor. Now there's tons of these on the market right now, but this one is super interesting because of its lower price tag and what you get in the box. But is it actually worth it? Well, let's find out. I'm really impressed with the design on the HP Spectre X2. It's definitely one of the most attractive 2-in-1 PCs on the market today. It has this nice dark aluminum body with copper elements in the logo and kickstand. It stands out especially when the light reflects off the copper finishes. There's a metal hinge, which I feel is a must on a 2-in-1. It may not look solid since it's a thin piece of metal, but I assure you it's stiff and sturdy. Now, just like the Surface Pro, the hinge has 165 degrees of movement, so you can get it pretty close to the Surface. In terms of portability, it's just as portable as the Surface Pro. They both weigh the same. The only difference is that the HP Spectre X2 is slightly thinner. Now, I personally prefer the port setup on the X2 over the Surface. Instead of having a USB-A port and mini display port, the Spectre X2 comes with two USB Type-C ports and a micro SD card slot. The Type-C ports are not Thunderbolt 3, which means no hooking up to an external GPU. But I do like the fact that HP included a USB-C to USB-A adapter right in the box. My review unit is the one I imagine most people will be buying. It comes with an i7, 8GB of RAM, and a 320GB NVMe SSD. You can spec it with lower or higher specs, but I think this is the one that offers the most balance. Now, whatever model you do choose, they all come with the HP Active Pen and keyboard in the box. Pretty amazing for $1,300, especially when you compare it to the $1,600 for the Surface Pro, which doesn't include the pen and it doesn't include the keyboard. Speaking of the pen, it's not as good as the one on the Surface Pro. There's only 1,024 levels of pressure sensitivity, and it's not nearly as responsive. I think if you're an artist, you better go with the Surface Pro and Surface Pen, but if you're a real estate agent or just need to make the odd sketch, the Spectre X2 will totally do the job. The display is 12.3 inches with a resolution of 3200 by 2000, and the result is beautiful. Colors are vibrant, the blacks look pure, and everything just looks sharp. The aspect ratio is similar to the Surface Pro 2 at 3:2, which I personally prefer on a screen this size. It allows you to see more of a web page and any documents you're working on. So just above the display, we have a 5-megapixel webcam. So it's 720p, totally fine. The colors look okay, and I think it's more than adequate for video conferencing. And on the back, we have a better camera, which is 13 megapixels. Now, it's obviously not going to be as good as your smartphone, but it's more than good enough for like taking photos of documents so you can scan it and store it on your computer. So the keyboard is very comfortable. In fact, I'd say it's one of the best 2-in-1 keyboards I've used. It's metal attached to a rubber plastic that feels great to type on. There's only 1.3 millimeters of travel distance, which is a tad shorter than the Surface Pro, but the amount of force each key gives makes the experience great. But I can't say the same for the touchpad. It's very wide, made of glass, which is great, but it's not nearly as accurate or smooth as the one on the Dell XPS 15 or Surface laptop. It's using ELAN drivers and not Windows Precision. Sound is coming out of two front-facing speakers. They're bigger, or at least much more noticeable than the ones on the Surface Pro. The sound is very clean, so vocals, high-pitched instruments are very clear. But because of the size of the speakers, you don't get much bass. In terms of volumes, they're loud enough to fill up a small room and perfect for watching movies. Now let's talk about performance, and the specs inside this computer make it perfect for a day-to-day workhorse. So you can do stuff like Microsoft Office, productivity apps, tons of multitasking, things like that. But I did find the X2 to have these random tiny lag spikes, whether it be I'm typing or having lots of browser tabs open. Now, I'm not sure what's causing it, but if you plan on using this day in, day out, it could kind of get annoying. Now, when it comes to heat management, the Spectre X2 did not do a good job. The CPU temperatures would reach 90 degrees Celsius, it would thermal throttle, and the back of the tablet would reach temperatures of 50 degrees Celsius. That's 122 degrees Fahrenheit, making it very hot to touch. Thankfully, you don't feel it when you're using it because it's in your lap and the back of the tablet is not touching you, but if you were to put your hand there, you can definitely feel how hot it is. Fan noise. The fans are always on with this thing, no matter if it's plugged in or if the battery's on. I found them to be on all the time, even doing the simplest of tasks. They're not super loud, so it's not annoying, but they're on a lot more often than other 2-in-1 laptops that are currently on the market. So this brings me into battery life. HP claims up to 9 hours of use on one single charge. My experience was around 5 hours. Not the best for long stretches. But on a positive note, HP's charger can recharge 50% of your battery in just 30 minutes. That's pretty impressive for a 2-in-1 with a bigger battery than a cell phone. Just a side note that the battery does get really hot. I was getting temperatures of around 45 degrees Celsius. It is normal for your battery to get hot when you're fast charging it, but I just don't know what the long-term effects will be. So this is what I like about the Spectre X2. The display is absolutely gorgeous. It has good sound, a beautiful design, a great keyboard, and most importantly, it comes with everything in the box. The things I don't like were the touchpad, the random lag, the overheating, and short battery life. In short, the price is really attractive, but it's still hard for me to recommend. The overheating and all the small little quirks add up to be major annoyances. It feels HP either rushed this out or didn't do the best job with quality control. It's too bad because it's a beautiful laptop and the price point is simply amazing. So that wraps up my review of the HP Spectre X2. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments below. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next video.